Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm just trying to fit myself into this screen and let you know that I do actually have a top on. It's just an off-the-shoulder thing. Again, I've just decided at this very minute, hello Terry, to come live. I've spent 2 days, 2.5 days battling gastro. Don't you love it when kids share stuff with you? And anyways, so we're okay now, I think. So there's been so much going on, I haven't been able to keep up. Hope you're all well. So Sister Wives is coming back, so we're back on the Sister Wives train, but the Gypsy stuff is just relentless and relentless and relentless. When does it stop? If anything, everybody should be aware that anything that you send to Katie Joy may be and could be used against you. Hello, Ruth. How are you? So, for example, Miss Balls has shared this, how fragile someone has to be to post a screen recording of DMs because people don't believe her. And this is what she's really done. She's recording.
Gypsy is over on Twitter claiming that conversations that I had with her are false and that I am making up the screenshots that I'm sharing. So I'm showing you a screen record of my conversations with her on Instagram. These are literally my conversations with her. This was when I was still very much drinking the Kool-Aid and believing everything she said to a degree. But there you go. That's her real Instagram. I have no reason to lie, but Gypsy has lots of reasons to lie.
Don't you love it though? When she talks about, hello, Koi, don't you love it when she says, I have no reason to lie? I have no reason to lie. As if people... The problem is because she gatekeeped and defended Gypsy for so long, she has lost all credibility, in my opinion. So she's still going after this. And then, of course, she's on the Sister Wives. We've got to get Sister Wives. But, you know, she's got this.
He needs to basically really think about what's going on more before she speaks, because even though she might not be able to get tried for any more charges and so forth, she's basically trying to do what she's trying to do for her public image, when really there are facts out there that aren't very good about her. And that's part of the reason why I only caution her with the way that she perceives herself to the public. Me, I'm just going to be my real self. I'm not going to try to perceive myself as someone I'm not. And if the public accepts me that way, they accept me that way. If they don't, well, I'll accept it as if I'm a nobody. That's totally fine with me. I'm humble as they get, so it doesn't bother me. And now...
So she says, check this out. His story has never changed. Well, he's always been consistent. So she says he would be better served in a mental health institution. We need a justice system that better accounts for a man's ability to deliberate and truly understand choices. It's funny how she changed her mind. Again, she's now jumping in this, and it says Bree is
having a private conversation that I didn't realize I was on live yet. I mean, I knew I was on live, but I wasn't thinking. I covered up the camera, but not the same. I don't know. But because it wasn't.
And then she's got this. This is allegedly my opinion from conversations with Christy. Just a reminder that every single thing Gypsy is posting on social media is an instruction by her PR company. So, Red Banyan was hired to help Gypsy get out of her PR crisis. Gypsy surrounded by people that think they can fool the public into believing that she did not orchestrate what happened with her mum. Gypsy and her family know they can be sued for what they're doing. Christy told me DD's family is too stupid to sue them. So apparently she married Ryan Anderson, according to Katie Joy.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard was caught on a video with her best friend, Bree, telling her to lie to her probation and parole officer.
So that she could get the money put into a joint account. So again, she's going about how she's breaching parole, and then she was really excited about Camilla Harris. Chrissy Blanchard's email to News Nation. She's very, well, I mean, today's the only day she hasn't been live on TikTok, and somebody has said that she's got a ban on TikTok, but I don't know if that's true or not. But that would account for why she's not on there. She's been on 2 or 3 times every day. I mean, every time. Turned around. She's on TikTok every time, and it was to the point where you just couldn't keep up. You could not keep up. And she said, "There's I've got a screenshot. There's a screenshot of her saying that she wasn't on YouTube as much because she was spending time with her family, and yet we know she was actually on TikTok at the time. So TikTok, So now she's saying that she's all the times that she said that she was pregnant. She said she was pregnant in 2015. She said that she was pregnant when she got caught and arrested. She faked a pregnancy in April 2024. See, if she was pregnant in April 24, and then I still think it's Ryan's baby. Then she did this. Apparently, she was allegedly on house arrest. There's been no evidence to show that that's the case. I don't know. And then sister wives. And she says it's going to feature. It doesn't show anything about the anything. I mean, it's not going to show you anything about Garrison. Just posted it here. Gypsy's lied over and over about Ryan Anderson. She claims she left him because he was controlling. Nope, she left him for Kim. This is her message sent to me via Instagram in May. And it's funny because people are saying that Ken's controlling. So this is what she's posting on her Instagram. The other interesting thing that I noted was that Melanie Wilkins has got more followers on TikTok now than Miranda. And Miranda also lost her official tick of approval, which I thought again was very interesting. Isn't that interesting that after this, that Melanie has now more followers than her sister and is doing similar stuff? Right, let's have a look. I'll show you. Look at that guy's nails. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say guy. I shouldn't make that assumption. So here's Miranda. 2.4 million followers. She's lost her tick. Okay. Then we go into Melanie Wilkins. This is her, and she's got 3.8 million, and she's got the tick. So all of her, it worked for her. And look, here she's dancing in a house. Here she's dancing in a house. Look. And we go back to her sister. What's her sister doing? Dancing in a house. So there you go. is she, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So 2.2 million followers, and Melanie's got 3.8 million. So there you go. It's a bit like that break dancer from Australia. Her social media has blown up now. Don't get me started about that break dancer, by the way. Oh. I was wondering how she got the Twitter stuff. She has to have a sock account. You can't believe she got into the Olympics. Well, there are lots of allegations around Isa there, and it's so easy to see how she was. Oh, of course she was, but she's got, hello, Deanne. It's so easy to see how she was jealous, and she did everything to stifle her sister. Anna says, I can't believe she got into the Olympics. Well, apparently, and she's trending. Look, if I show you Twitter, she's trending. Look, trending. Ray gun. Apparently I saw the person she defeated too here. They do make sense how she got there. I mean, it was a bit of an embarrassment. This is the person she allegedly beat. In my opinion, a lot better. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know anything about breakdancing. But this is the person she beat. Now, admittedly, this chick doesn't have any kangaroos. So this was the dance that got her into the this is the qualifiers. This is what got her in. And again, I still think the other girl was a lot better. So this is Ray Gun. Unfortunately, though, Ray Gun is taking everything away. Is taking everything away from the real Olympians, really, aren't they? Isn't she? Look, this is the kid. Look at that. Who was better? So there are allegations. She manipulated the qualifying by setting up her own governing body, denying grants to underprivileged performance, allowing her husband to coach the national team. These are they're all allegations. They've not been proven to be correct. These are just allegations, but these are the allegations. Despite the clear talent and qualification of other outstanding female breakdancers like G. Clef and Holly Molly, they were unfairly overlooked. The NT Young Boys, a group of intelligent and underprivileged youth from the Northern Territory, were denied crucial funding by Dr. Gunn to attend the qualifiers. She went on to win her own qualifier, defeating other phenomenal breakdancers, raising serious questions about the fairness and integrity. If Dr. Gunn's husband is indeed the Australian coach and part of the selection panel, this represents a blatant conflict of interest. So there has been allegedly a petition set up to get her because she got, I think they worked out, she got over $500,000 of funding or something to go. Simpsons predicted it yet again. And there's all these memes going out. It's looking that way, plan to create. Oh, that's the Miz. Everyone's, I mean, Homer looks good. Even the wrestlers are making fun of it. So apparently there weren't enough to fill the top 16. apparently they didn't have passports. So there's all sorts of, as I said, there's all sorts of conspiracy theories going around. But and the Olympics are blocking, yeah. So, but yeah, if you look at this
details
girl,
like ray gun.
look at this girl. This is Ray Gun, right? And here's the other girl. I think she's a lot better. And that's not, and also all the stuff's come off the 16-year-old boy that competed for Australia too. That's a good thing. No one seems to care about him. I mean, so going back to Plan to Create's question about the Reynolds lawsuit, she's got to prove that she has to show that what Higgins said was defamatory and not. So if Higgins goes, the issue that Reynolds has got is that the fact that Brittany Higgins said that she felt unsupported was how she felt at that time. How do you know how she was feeling at any given time? How do you prove that she wasn't feeling like she was feeling supported? If Brittany Higgins says, I felt unsupported, that is how she felt. How is that defamatory? I felt unsupported by my boss. A lot of people say that about their bosses, by the way, whenever they're going through some traumatic experience. They go, I didn't feel unsupported. I didn't feel supported at work. I felt unsupported. She put it on social media. The only difference is her boss was a government minister. Seems people in Parliament calls her, well, then you've got the issue. If she wasn't, like, if there was nothing to be worried about, if she believed that she had done everything right, then why then was she allowing the people at Parliament to get her? The only way I can see it causing her health issues is if there was some credible evidence to say she wasn't supported. Now, Linda Reynolds did say under oath that she wasn't a counsellor. So I don't know how you prove that the way that she felt was defamatory. And that's where, because you're getting into feelings and emotions. And her husband testified that he didn't know anything about it, and he didn't know anything about the health issues either initially. And her parents testified yesterday that they were shunned by friends because it wasn't the fact that, well, that's right. If you have done everything that you can to help somebody, you've got no reason, there would be no reason that you would feel a certain way. And you'd say, well, that's how they felt. I'm sorry that they feel like that we didn't support them. We gave them everything. Maybe we need to now relook at how we support people. That would be the way to do it. But Linda Reynolds is prepared to lose everything to try and get her reputation back, which wasn't very good anyway, in my opinion. But her parents say that they felt shunned and, there were all these lies. I mean, that's right. Well, the lying cow comment's going to, and don't forget that when Brittany was going to sue for defamation for saying lying cow, she settled. The whole point with Linda Reynolds is that she wasn't happy that there was a change of government and the new federal government said, this shouldn't have happened. We will pay you some compensation because you should be able to go to work and not get hard. And that's what she's not happy about because she's seen Brittany Higgins as profiting off it, but off her. So Linda Reynolds' brother and her new chief of staff are going to be in the witness stand today. I don't know. So she's got her family out to try and, you know, show that she's a nice person. But we can only go on what we've seen. And I don't think she was and she was really upset about losing the defense portfolio. So that's an issue. So the issues that she's got, in my opinion, is all to do with the government and not necessarily with Higgins. Higgins is just the easy target. That's how I see it, in my opinion. But on the ballot, yeah, so they've got to say should Brittany Higgins have probably said it on Twitter? Probably not. Was she justified to say how she felt? Yes, because that's how she felt. Oh, Plan to Create. Did you see that Four Corners episode the other night about the Channel 7 culture? Gee whiz, that was it's on YouTube. I'm going to put a link in here. It's for everybody. We'll get back to Gypsy Rose in a minute, but I needed to do a segue. It's quite damning, actually. And the number of people that have left. Was it? So if anyone wants to watch, so this, if you've been with us for the Brittany Higgins stuff and the Bruce Lerman court case, you need to watch this because this is all linked to this. So from this court case where we learned about $10,000 massages and $500 steaks, was this in the ABC launched this investigation, and it's a culture in seems to be a culture in the media industry, but there's change slowly happening. But have a look at that link. But to get to your question, Plan to Create, I think people are talking about the Tom the whistleblower is somebody that's actually sitting in the court for and live tweeting. And gives updates. So Gypsy Rose is on X, by the way. But this investigation came out of all the Bruce Lerman stuff. So this is her, Gypsy Blanchard. There's an account impersonating her. Please only follow my official accounts. Private Instagram. So she's going to do a private Instagram apparently. Then she said there was no arrest of any kind. Okay, because it says what you are doing. So everyone's text, so she's saying there was no arrest. I don't know. Apparently everlasting with Ken Urker. Wait until he finds out the child's not his. I don't intend to please everyone, but stop following me and don't waste your time writing to someone you don't like. That's my advice. What? She went nursery shopping where she just bought some junk. I'm not under house arrest. Another rumor. The Urkers. 16 weeks. Our little one is now the size of a banana, apparently. Now, this shirt apparently was bought by Ryan, which I find to be quite interesting. If she wanted to fight for prison reform, she could do it on the outside and try and advocate for Nick. She doesn't need to talk to him, but she could advocate for him. So there you go. That's Gypsy's. Llama Girl has been really on the ball with all of her TikTok is she, Llama? With all of the TikTok lives, as I said, I cannot keep up. Oh my girl, where is she? Yeah, I'll stop sharing. I'll find Llama Girl in a minute. So, oh, there she is. Yeah, so it's very, definitely very interesting. So yesterday she was live and she was revealing. Oh, she missed part. So I do have a Patreon which you can join for free. I have been, so any of the TikToks that I get that I don't edit are going there, but I've got some issues. I have issues with everything in life at the moment. So this is from the other night. As I said, she hasn't been live, well, thankfully. It's funny, she's never live when I've got the time to go, when I've got the time to watch her, but anyway.
And she said, no offense to them, but I don't think that they have ever dealt with anyone like me before. So she really thinks very highly of herself and like she's very unique and she kind of prides herself on being very unique. And I'm going to repost this. And if you are going to take screenshots of this, please know and credit this account because these are between me and her. But I'm going to repost the live and I'm going to share these.
She says, if you're going to take screenshots, please credit me. Did you hear that?
Like she's very unique and she kind of prides herself on being very unique. And I'm going to repost this. And if you are going to take screenshots of this, please know and credit this account because these are between me and her. But I'm going to repost the live and I'm going to share these in a video. This is her explaining why she can't talk to her friend Rachel.
So yes, she wants you to credit her.
Rachel was her friend that was doing all of this, making all those videos for her on TikTok. And then suddenly Gypsy just cut her off. And she said it's because Rachel always goes back to Fancy. And she said, I gave her a call and I was going to try to fix the friendship, but she's always so eager to put our friendship on social media. She was asked by Gypsy to post for her on social media to help her build her following and to spread like awareness about her case. And she said, so that's how she always spins it. Like every single person that she asks to do something for, once she's done with them, she accuses them of using her for clout. And she said, so she asked Rachel to post about her. And then now she doesn't want to be friends with Rachel. So now she's saying Rachel was putting it out as a more of a celebrity way than just our friendship. And so I ended our friendship yet again. And then she went back to talking to Fancy again. And that was the final straw for me. So needless to say, we're no longer friends. And since I ended our friendship, she has been, I won't say a hater, but she's definitely said things that are hurtful towards the people that I love, particularly with my husband and Christy. But to answer your question, people that are on parole cannot associate with other felons while they're on parole. Since I'm on parole, I can't associate with people that are in prison, people that are on parole or felons currently. So she's well aware of her stipulations. So when she pretends like she's done something in this case, you know what, I'm going to turn off the comments so y'all can see this. And I'm not going to be recapping. I'm just not going to. So I'm going to turn comments off so you can see this. If you want to engage, you can hit the like, you can send gifts, but I think it'll be less distracting for me to share things this way and then you can see what it is.
Why not credit gun? Are you talking about the breakdancer or are we talking about something else? Hello, Michelle. How are you? Or is it Rachel? Or is this another person? Oh, Gypsy Rose. Oh, yes. Why not? Yeah. I don't know.
So basically, every time she gets mad at
Gypsy, why not credit Gypsy? Correct. Sorry, I got you now, Michelle.
someone, this is what she does. She accuses them of being after her for clout, looking at her as a celebrity, and she always puts up like ill intentions, okay, for everything. Then remember in May, when I made a post about her on my Instagram and I said I didn't agree with her, and I was like, this is ridiculous, like what she's doing. I was upset about the Kim Kardashian thing. So she sent me this text message and she said her feelings were hurt and she felt like I was being misinformed by people.
Correct. Yes, it's a message between Katie and Gypsy. Correct. You're right. So you can see the time at the top, 23:58, when she's live.
So what she assumed is I was watching content by Nina, and she immediately said, it's sad that you believe Nina and back up a bully, okay? First of all, my opinions had to do with my interactions with her, what I was seeing the family doing, how they were treating the situation, the fact that they were going off money. And I said, I don't know Nina. And she said, and I'm not wanting to be an advocate. I want to be left alone so I can live in peace. So this was in May, and she said, I want to be left alone so I can live in peace. And I said, so you no longer want to be an advocate now? And she said, I wanted to help people, but I need to prioritize my own mental health right now. I have to get myself right first. And I said, well, that's not a bad thing. I think that's a good place to start. And she said, I just put out a video saying I'm pulling back Lifetime can post videos on my account, but I don't want people in my personal life for them to be picked apart. So how many times has she wanted to try to get off of her social media? How many times has she pulled back? This was middle to late May when she sent this. This was the same day that she told me she was pregnant.
Middle to late May. And yet she said that she was pregnant in April. And then it was a false positive. What's the bet that it's, I still say it's Ryan's baby?
Let's see. And then he said that she didn't have restrictions on her social media and that her parole officer advised that she turn off her comments so she doesn't have to read negative comments. And she said, I don't have any stipulations saying I cannot be on social media. She has stipulations that she cannot defend herself. She cannot get nasty with people. She can't make threats. I mean, you can't make threats or be bullying on social media because she's on parole and she doesn't want to get any more charges. She's like, it's like they know social media is a cause for drama, but they let me keep it as long as I don't actually do something wrong. Okay, hold on.
Did you hear that? So it's 11. It's just gone midnight. And you can hear her son screaming in the background. Have a listen.
Get nasty with people. She can't make threats. I mean, you can't make threats or be bullying on social media because she's on parole and she doesn't want to get any more charges. She's like, it's like they know social media is a cause for drama, but
hear that? And it's midnight.
But they let me keep it as long as I don't actually do something wrong. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
She's gone. She's muted because there's screaming. It's midnight now.
People, she can't make threats. I mean, you can't make threats or be bullying on social media because she's on parole and she doesn't want to get any more charges. She's like, it's like they know social media is a cause for drama, but they let me keep it as long as I don't actually do something wrong. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Now she's muted herself. She's muted.
Sorry, I'm still working and my son is playing video games. Are there any parents of video game kids when they get frustrated on a level?
At midnight? It's midnight. And so that's her excuse. It's midnight.
And they just start screaming. That just happened.
And then he'll get to sleep and mummy will crawl into bed beside him, reeking of bruises, Michelle.
So she said, it's like they know social media is cause for drama, but they let me keep it as long as I don't actually do something wrong. Those threat was not a threat to any normal person. I said, bet you won't say it to my face.
Did that sound like playing video games? No wonder Paul V can't sleep. That didn't sound like video games, as I said, but it's midnight. How old is he? 11.
And I said,
is it a holiday or is school back, by the way?
I think you need to stay off Mina's page or any other creator. Instead, meaning you're not woman or mature enough to say what you have to say behind the screen. I never said, come fight me or I'll fight you. So this is always how she comes, like she'll explain away everything. She never actually holds herself accountable. It's like, I said, I bet you won't say it to my face. And all of us know what that means. It means meet me outside, right? It is a threat. But she will explain away these threats as like someone won't say it to her face. So if you're wondering if Gypsy ever takes accountability with anything, no. And I'm pretty sure this had to do with a smaller creator that lives near her in the bayou. I can't remember what her name was. Okay, and so this has to do with her money. And I was telling her that I thought it was pretty obnoxious that they were making so much money. I didn't like that they were profiting off their crime.
Apparently, Gypsy's got $7,000 in her bank account. I'd love to have 7,000, not in Canada, but I think in some places, the States maybe. Well, see, we do 4 terms with 2 weeks in between, of around 10 weeks with 2 weeks holiday in between, and then 6 weeks over. So we've just had, I think we're into week 4 of, and then, yeah, but anyway. But yeah, who would like to have $7,000 in their bank account? I know I would.
I didn't like that they were glorifying what had happened to Dee Dee and making money off of it. And she said, thank you for joining. Thank you for all the hearts and all the gifts, everyone. The things I can tell you about how much money I made, my documentary, The Prison Confessions, was $150K. $20K I gave to my parents to pay them back for helping support me in prison. A lot of it went to taxes. So she says, I gave my parents $20,000 basically for paying for her books. So Ron and Christy always brag about how they're paying for her books. And then she's like, no, I paid them back. And then when I asked Christy and her friends about that, they denied she did that and that they never accepted that money.
I don't know why Gypsy would show her the bank balance in the first place. I don't know why. That's bizarre.
So I don't know who you want to believe, whether you want to believe Gypsy gave them the money or that Christy lied and said she didn't get the money. And whether or not it goes to taxes is irrelevant. She's still making money, right? And she said the new one, so this last 8 episodes that was on Lifetime, she said that was another $150,000, which goes to taxes. Then she said, I have a divorce.
There he is again.
$150,000, which goes to taxes. Then she said, I have a divorce that Ryan might get half. Sorry, my son is still playing video games and mad. 1 second.
And we're after midnight now.
Y'all, Super Mario Odyssey is wild. He is obsessed with Super Mario Odyssey. I spent all weekend getting him those moons, the power moons, and helping him beat the bosses. And he's playing right now by himself and he's getting frustrated. Okay.
That's what she said on another live, is that she spent time playing video games with her son over the weekend, but still managed to do 5 hours, 6 hours worth of lives.
Boy moms might understand this. So
Boys
she
mum,
said that
boy
Ryan
mum.
might get half in her divorce.
Apparently, boy mums understand this, apparently. She's not seen my daughter play video games.
Understand this. So she said that Ryan might get half in her divorce and that the book was $110K. So she claims that for the book that hasn't even been published, the one that hasn't even been published, the one that's supposedly coming out next year, that she got $110,000, but it's being split between 5 people, including the publisher. Then she tried to downplay the money she was making on TikTok and said it wasn't monetized until late February, which is a lie. I mean, my TikTok is super small and I think I was monetized within a week. I don't know how she's saying that she just got monetized. She had millions of people. She said after all of my videos that went viral had been posted, so I was not able to collect on any of those videos. So poor Gypsy, right? So every video she's posting on TikTok, it's literally just for money. She doesn't care about any of you. She doesn't care about interacting. She doesn't care about anything. All she wants is money.
Well, same could be said for you, because I bet you wouldn't be doing your videos if you weren't getting money. But as I said, not making money now, so I do it for fun.
I've made $4,000 on TikTok from my current videos. And other than that, I've never got paid for anything else in the entire time since my crime. And we all know that's a lie. So she said, I'm not a millionaire in the least. And then
yeah, so Gypsy got a book advance. It was probably partly to get her a ghost. Yeah, that could be too.
For some reason, she sent me a copy of a bank account with $7,300 in it to somehow prove to me that she didn't have any money, which I thought that was weird. Like, why are you sending me your bank account information? In the bank. I didn't ask for this information, by the way. And she said, that's what I have in the bank. My trust fund is down to $45,000. And I said, where did the trust fund money go? And she said, my living expenses. I've been living off of it. I have $400 in health insurance bill every month. So my question is she made $150,000 on the first part of the prison convictions. Then she made another $150,000. And then she's still making money on TikTok. And then somehow she is still draining her trust fund. So imagine making, and I don't even believe that this is the right numbers. I think she's lying. And she's estimating like $25,000 on her book. Imagine pulling in $350,000 in the span of like a couple months. And you're draining your TikTok. You're draining your trust fund because that income wasn't enough to sustain what you were doing.
I know her begging. And I think on another one, I saw there's another video where she was live and she was saying, oh, $7 grand's not even that much. Something. And I'm going, so it is for most people. If you had $7 grand if I had $7 grand in my account, I'd be laughing. Oh,
they're spending money faster than they're making it. And there's been lots of fights about money in the family. And I've said that multiple times and other people have talked about that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you've missed it. I've missed it too. As I said, I've just been kids, hey? Sharing all their germs. I work at 2 campuses and both campuses have had gastro going around. And I've managed to avoid all the other stuff. Everything else that's gone around, I've managed to avoid. But I got the gastro.
So when I say that she's got spending problems, that should tell you something. So like they're spending money faster than they're making it. And there's been lots of fights about money in the family. And I've said that multiple times and other people talk about that. And then she's trying to convince me that she took prenatal meds just because she wanted to. She had no idea about being pregnant. She was just taking them because they tasted good, which is a lie. And then she was talking about genetics. And she's like, I'll definitely look into a geneticist. I'll look into one. So she was concerned about the genetics of her baby. And I've shared the other screenshot of her when it came to her being upset and feeling like a failure and like a bad mom because she got pregnant and she didn't think about the consequences of her choice to get pregnant with her microdeletion. So this is when she was sending me a text message of when Nina made a post. So she watches every
Who else do we know that watches everything?
everything that people do, and then she sends people evidence to try to debunk things. And in this case, Nina said she assumed it was between Krusty and Ken, but it was actually through Fancy and Ken when Fancy was still drinking the Kool-Aid. We've all gone through a phase where we've drunk the Kool-Aid, okay? And then when you get out and you stop drinking the Kool-Aid, life is so much better and more clear. But she sends this kind of stuff intentionally to get you to respond and to like do something for her. I rarely posted for her. By this point, she was relying heavily on Bree to do just about everything for her. I did debunk this thing that she did with Nina, but I never felt good about it because frankly, that was a point for me where I was like, I don't want to get in fights with other content creators because of you, Gypsy, because that's your fight, not mine. And she has a bigger platform than me. And she then says that she posts things intentionally so Nina will see it. She wants her to see it just so she can get it. She doesn't want to give too much attention to Nina, but she still wants Nina to know that she's watching her. So it's safe to say that when Gypsy posts things, whether it's her get ready with me's, whether it's I don't have an ankle monitor on, or I need to show everyone that Ken sent the messages, it's to try to.
I mean, one of the things YouTube said was that I didn't show my creation process, but I don't know how you show your creation process when you do a lot of lives. How do I show to them that I don't? If I do lives, how am I stealing people's content, which is the allegation? I still haven't got that answer yet. I did ask them.
To change the narrative. Now, obviously, in a world where information moves fast, sometimes rumors are put out and assumptions are made that are true. But as far as I've noticed with Nina, if she makes a mistake, she'll like admit that she was wrong, and she will correct her mistakes. And I noticed that after that was put out, Nina corrected it. So it's not like, and Nina was specifically saying alleged, but in the eyes of Gypsy, like you can't say anything about her, even if it's a rumor, at all, because she wants to control narratives and she wants to know what everyone's doing. So I'm going to turn the comments back on.
Is she talking about herself? She says that, so you were a friend texting her, now you're using it for content. That's interesting.
And the reason I'm sharing all of this information is to help people better understand how Gypsy works and how she operates. Do you think she goes live because she's running low on cash? Yes. So in the last conversation that I had with Christy, she told me that Gypsy goes live because back in July, Ken didn't have a job. I don't know if he has a job now. He was claiming on Sir Morbid's like YouTube that he has a job now, but back then he didn't. And so Gypsy was helping his bills. And Christy told me that Gypsy was making like $800 per live. I don't know if that's true. I kind of get the sense that she probably makes more than that because she gets gifts, like insane amounts of gifts. People are giving her galaxies all the time.
So she's now worked out, and this is why I think she's been streaming every night, is that she's worked out you can make some buck.
You know, I don't even know how many coins or diamonds a galaxy is, but I've never gotten one. And people give her galaxies like constantly in her lives.
People give her galaxies, and I've never got one. Interesting, isn't it?
So she's making so much money constantly. Oh, you didn't need to get me a galaxy.
And there's someone sent her a galaxy. There you go. Look, I've never had a galaxy, and then suddenly she gets a galaxy.
Seriously, that wasn't me saying that you needed to give me a galaxy, but thank you for the galaxy.
Oh dear. So let's have a look at what these are. You'd have to reach out to Elle and see how she deals with it. She uses content and just, I know she knows how. I'm about to have a look, Ruth. I'm about to have a look to see what they are worth. I think it depends on, so you've got to get coins. That's $20, is it? So here is TikTok's, so you buy coins, I believe. And then the number of coins that you give according to, so something might be worth something else. So like 1,000 coins is like $10. So how much is a galaxy? TikTok galaxy cost. A galaxy can be purchased for $1,000, 1,000 TikTok coins. These coins need to be bought with real money. 65 coins are 99 cents. So this is American. Therefore, 1,000 coins would be $15, apparently. So let's have a look. So when you go, so when you go to, so, and I don't know whether, what I don't know either is whether the creators can set their own stuff. Again, I can't get monetized on TikTok either, so.
That was just my point, is that she basically like gets these huge gifts from people constantly. She gets 50% off 50% of the gifts. Okay. I don't know what a galaxy is worth, so I'll have to check after this live. $5 for a galaxy. So I can tell you that I was live last night and I got 500 diamonds and I made $2. So if anyone thinks I'm over here on TikTok doing it for money, I don't know, $2 seems kind of like nothing.
Oh, gee whiz. Oh. Once you turn on live gifts, okay, so you can turn on live gifts. Collect. Okay. Yeah, it's not letting me. It doesn't tell me what they're worth, but other that yeah. So you buy the diamonds, and then if you were to go live, or you see, it might say a present is worth 5 diamonds or whatever, and then you give that diamond, and that's
like pocket change, to be honest. Not even. So it's not like I'm on here doing this to make money for the purpose of doing this to make money. She is, though. Every million is 5K. Okay. I've never made that in my life.
Hello, Bo.
So I just wanted to like share this stuff because for me, I think people want to know like why I was questioning things, and it was because of her behavior. Like when she's admitting to me like I can't respond because of my parole having me by the balls.
Spend time with my kid or spend 5 hours for $2. Correct. It's funny, isn't it? Hang on.
She's admitting to me like I can't respond because of my parole having me by the balls.
Were they crystal?
Parole has me by the balls. Thank you for the tickets. It just tells me that she's having all these other people fight her battles for her because
No, I understand. I don't know what this 128.4K means, but I thought that was the amount of hearts or whatever they got. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me. I don't know how this works.
She can't do it herself because she will get in trouble. So she's egging Bree on, right? And so Bree is doing this to please Gypsy, and Bree thinks that if she fights hard and gets as nasty as possible, it's going to make Gypsy happy. And Gypsy loves it. She loves making people feel badly. She loves making people squirm. She likes to cause
Roses, I think, are about a cent, or equivalent of a cent or something. Roses and hearts.
Drama and fights. She likes to make people upset and angry. She gets off on it, to be honest. And so
Galaxy, $25, so cheap, apparently.
She's encouraging Bree to do this kind of stuff. Why are these weird comments getting banned? She won't be on parole forever, but right now she is on parole. And when she's off parole and she acts a fool, people will see how even worse, like how bad she actually is. Because right now she's restrained to a degree that most people don't understand. And if you saw the real Gypsy, she's worse than what you see online.
Yeah, the thing is with TikTok too is in most cases it's a new audience. It's an audience that doesn't know her. And I mean, I don't know where else she goes after that. Does she go to Rumble, or does she go to Kick? Where does she go for a new audience after this?
So what is she spending her money on? PR, management. So it's funny how Ken said that. Sir Morbid asked Ken, is it true that Gypsy is spending $13,000 a month on PR? She's not spending $13,000 on PR. That's not the truth. She's
Hi, Jay.
spending, according to Christy told me she's spending $7,500 a month on PR. And then $5,000 per month she's paying in a retainer as a management fee to her attorney, Mike Stanfield, who is now managing her career. So it's it's a lot for, usually PR companies don't charge flat pocket fees like that. They usually charge based upon how much you make. And so they might take a certain percentage of the.
Do they? I don't know. I've never. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Is now managing her career. So it's a lot for, usually PR companies don't charge flat pocket fees like that. They usually charge based upon how much you make. And so they might take a certain percentage of the income that you generate. This photo is not edited. This literally came from my Instagram.
So 7M. So let's take it back to 7M. 7M takes a percentage, but that's wrong. But she just said that they mainly take, she's just admitted that they take a percentage. Some take a percentage. So what is wrong with 7M taking a percentage of the dancers for management? Just throwing it out there. What was I? There was something I was going to look up. I can't remember now.
Gypsy and her mom and Chrissy have not denied that they know me at all. And I have zero interest in fabricating anything. You are not blocked, Taylor. I don't know why it says you're blocked. You said, please unblock me, but you're not. You're not blocked, Taylor. So I don't know.
It's walking thing like saying information about her PR, then she'll find herself in tech. Well, she could do, yeah.
How to do that.
I mean, stop talking about her, someone says.
Do I know if the cops were called? When? When did that happen? I can't unblock you on Instagram right now because I'm on TikTok. So.
Oh, dear. Now, her and Zora
I'm just trying to show the real Gypsy to people so people understand
are not friends
that
anymore.
she isn't who people think she is, and that this is a whole game for them. All of this. And I wanted to tell you something. I went into the county records, and I wanted to show you that.
Here we go. She went into the county records. Yeah, so she's posting a lot on TikTok too. Apparently, yeah. But anyway, here we go.
Rod Blanchard had like tons of judgments out against him. This is one against him where he was behind on medical bills.
That is unofficial. So
see, so this is from 1995, and Dee Dee had to take him to court, and he was behind on medical bills. He was behind on alimony. He was behind on child support. He was ordered to pay her attorney's fees, catch up on medical, catch up on all the things that he owed her. And so like for him to act like he paid medical bills. Here's another one where he was behind $830 for past medical bills, $200 for attorney's fees.
I mean, the fact that that says unofficial may not mean that it's yeah.
At one point, he owed her over $5,000 in medical bills that she had to go to court and get. This is again, child support again. He was found to be in contempt of court, but it was waived as long as he got ahead of things and got back on and he paid everything.
But the line is $400 when I saw Gypsy get one and she said, thanks for the line, no name or anything. Wow. That's the thing. They get very ungrateful, I guess is the word. All right. Okay.
To get it lowered. In fact, it was increased to $350. That's their marriage license, since some people don't believe they're married. I can't show you, but all of this is public record, correct? So all of this has been filed in Lafourche Parish, and any one of you can go into Lafourche and basically get this information, which tells you what the judgments are, what he wasn't paying, what he was paying. She was at the hospital because she needed to be at the hospital. She wasn't at the hospital because she didn't need to be there. And Rod wasn't contesting that the medical care was needed. In fact, Rod had never contested that the medical care was needed. But now he has developed this weird narrative that she was doing all of this to get back at him, which is insane. This one, he's sentenced to 10 days in jail for contempt.
The Lion, wow. TikTok Universe, $564.44. Wow. What about the Galaxy? I think that we said that was about $20.
They waived it as long as he came up and got current. He was ordered to pay up all the medical bills. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that like this concept that like he was, you know, just like on the up and up and he was always paying his child support is completely false.
So now we're 22 minutes past midnight.
Rod never knew what was going on with his daughter, so of course he never contested it. So then whose fault is that? If you're not going to take an active role in your daughter's life, and I just want you to be clear, Rod never went for custody. He never asked for joint custody. He never asked for legal custody. Rod never had visitation with her. He never had any like weekends. He never even asked for weekends. He never asked to have her, period. Ever. Mallory, I'm going to keep blocking you because I'm not going to repeat for 10 times how I'm related to this. I'm reporting on the situation. He was not a good daddy, and he could have taken her to court, and he chose not to be in her life. And the medical records show that she needed most of all of the procedures she got. Well,
So yeah, she's getting a big one.
he didn't marry Christy until 1999. I have a copy of her in his license. And so Gypsy was 8 years old by the time Christy and him got married. So he was choosing not to be involved in her life. I just think that he didn't want to deal with having a sick kid. I don't think he wanted to deal with Dee Dee. I'm shocked that people, after everything that's been put out by multiple creators, Becca Scoops, and the medical records have been put out so many times, I'm surprised that people still believe that she didn't need ear tubes. You know, Gypsy, when she was asked in the testimony she did for...
This is not reported. This is vindictive and vicious. No ethical journalist does this. I would tend to agree. As I said, if they wanted to sue her and they needed to show malice, I think you've got your malice here.
What do you call it? For Nick's trial, I watched it again today. Do you know what she qualified as her mom lying about? Having to have glasses. She literally said her mom lied about her needing to have glasses. She needs glasses to this day. She has cross eyes and a lazy eye. All of her eye surgeries were needed. All of her ear surgeries were needed. She had ruptured ear tubes, ruptured eardrums. She hypersalivated. Dee Dee didn't make that or fake that. She had extreme GERD. She choked and vomited. She had acid reflux. So what business is this of mine is that I'm reporting on the situation and she puts her life out there to the public. Your flag was from another country. So I'm going to assume you're not a United States citizen. But here in the United States, most rational citizens are vehemently against people that unalive other people becoming famous and becoming wealthy, because that crime is one of the most atrocious and abhorrent and despicable crimes you can ever commit. And we don't like seeing people like that get elevated because there's laws that prevent her from profiting on it.
Yeah, up until a little while ago, you were gatekeeping and defending her.
There's laws that prevent her from all of it. And Gypsy and her family are taking steps to find ways to hide the money, which is interesting. No, I wasn't friends with them a couple weeks ago. It's actually been about a month. And I guess you're new here and you haven't paid attention. So I'm not elevating Gypsy's lies. What I'm doing is exposing the lies. I'm not elevating her false narrative. I'm not elevating her false inspiration. What she said she was an...
I guess the Ukraine flag on my Twitter account makes me Ukrainian now under her. Well, I guess so, Will.
Inspiration, a public figure of inspiration. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you. Thank you for joining my team. So I'm not actually profiting here really on TikTok, and I also didn't commit the crime. And so I don't have to worry about any laws preventing me from speaking the truth. And I'm not going to sit silently and watch this happen and allow her to continue to just get away with it. I got an email today from someone, and I don't know the logistics here, but they said that they had filed a report against her with FBI. And I don't know who, if this is, if anything was happened with it or if they actually spoke to anyone. But they said that Christy and Gypsy and Rod have been reported to the government for fraud and moving money around to different accounts. Someone sent me this link in email. They did actually give me the report numbers. So once I have it, I'll share that with you. I will let you know. As of now, I know that what is contained in this report, and I couldn't see what the report contained because it was a link that didn't open for me. But it said the report contained information about how they were obtaining money, moving money around, and how they were trying to hide it from the IRS. Well, that's all for now. So I don't know. I tried to email that person back. They haven't sent me an email back yet. So,
well, that's right. She hasn't told us where she is yet, does she? Correct.
I don't know what will come of that. But I know that multiple people have been reporting her to the FBI. I know that family members that have information about her have reported her to the FBI, have reported the family to the FBI because of the embezzlement and the money laundering and using trust funds to hide assets. So basically what they're doing is they're willingly getting her contracts, but putting none of it in her name. And so other family members are signing these contracts to avoid laws, but the money's going into a trust fund, okay? So that no one can see that she's getting paid. And Christy told me about this. Gypsy's talked about this in emails. Gypsy's spoken about it before. And that's illegal. You can't embezzle money. And then Ryan Christie apparently used some of that.
And if they'd given Katie a part of the, should be singing their praises, correct. I think that, hello, SD, yes, I think you would be, I think that would be, that could be a fair assumption there too.
Money to remodel their house. Money that was supposedly supposed to be used for Gypsy. It wouldn't be her manager's fault because Gypsy doesn't, she literally just hired a manager a month ago. These financial crimes have been going on for years. So they're embezzling money, in my opinion. They're money laundering because the money they're earning. Yes, Emily, I need a moderator. Who are you in the chat? Who are you in the chat? Click to add yourself as a guest and I won't add you as a guest, and then I will put you as a mod. I'm going to have someone actually, oh, Julie's in here too. So Julie's one of my mods. But Emily is this you, Ellen? Okay, Ellen. Yep, that's you. You can disconnect. You can disconnect, Ellen. Shit. Ellen, request again, and then I will click on your thing. I haven't been blocking anyone, so Tasha, don't come for me. As you can see, I'm literally trying to add moderators.
If they offered her a large, oh yeah, she probably would. You are correct there too. I would say that that would be correct.
Okay.
I shall order. Yeah, I came on a bit. I just made the decision. I was feeling okay, so yeah.
Follow back. Add moderator. Okay, you are a mod now. Ellen is one of my mods on YouTube. So Emily. Okay. Thank you for all of the likes here. But I'm not trying to like hello. Okay, so as far as, and people can have different opinions, they are certainly so the concern for the money is like, are they paying taxes on it? Are they hiding it from victims? Are they hiding it from companies that might want to sue her for fraud? Are they hiding it from the Petrie family who could sue her as heirs of Dee Dee's estate? So anyone that is an heir of Dee Dee's estate can actually sue Gypsy for the income that she makes while profiting off the crime. So Claudia or Dorla or one of her brothers, even her dad, could sue Gypsy and get the money that Gypsy's made.
She's still perpetuating that thing.
Please tell everyone what happened between Christy and Gypsy for going on Natasha's live. Okay, so when Ken and Gypsy were in town, when Ken was in town back in April, one of the very first things that he did was he went live on Natasha's channel. And if anyone wants to know why Ken's around, it's for money and clout, because this minute Ken showed up on the scene, he was running to the tabloids, his mom was speaking to the tabloids, he was going live, it was all about fame and money for Ken. And they went on Natasha Cooper's live, and Christy hates Natasha Cooper. And so she chased them into the shed and screamed in their faces and told them to get offline and to not go offline, and like told them if they did it again, she was gonna whoop them. So the law, there's a federal law against it, and the crime did not happen in Michigan, it happened in Missouri, and Missouri has victims' funds. So just like any other state, even if Missouri doesn't have.
Yeah, fraud. It's fraud now. You are correct. She's trying to do it for fraud now. It would seem.
Understand they have laws for victims, and any victim can sue to get restitution, meaning an heir of the estate can sue. Yes, she did get rid of Ryan, in my opinion, because she wanted control of the money. Natasha Cooper, families fight. Yeah, okay, Destiny. Is that you, Vicky? Is that you, Vicky, or Sherry, or Bree? No, families don't fight over money like this. Families don't. Christy told me that when Gypsy signed her contract with the PR company, she hit Gypsy upside the head. So why would Christy, who cares so much about Gypsy and Gypsy's baby, hit her upside the head
Mm.
because of money. That's what Christy told me. That's what Christy told me.
That's assault, isn't it? To be fair, isn't it assault?
Christy does control Gypsy. Christy hit Gypsy. Do I think Christy likes Ken? No, I think she can control Ken. I don't think it has anything to do with being in love with Ken. It has nothing like that. People are getting it all wrong. Christy lives in a world of two things: alcohol and controlling Gypsy's money. And so anyone she thinks that she can control and is easily to manipulate, those are the people she wants on her team. She doesn't want anyone that she can't control or sees right through her. And so she can control Ken, and she can get Ken to go out and do the fighting for her and get into fights with people. And she can do that with Bree. But I have tons of proof of Christy and I talking, and I've put out the text messages, and Christy has said publicly that we know each other. I don't know why like weirdos are coming on here acting like I'm making this up. And then when I put out the proof of my text with Gypsy, you same people accuse me of fabricating them. So I really can't win. Even if I put up a text, Christy posted in a Facebook group that she says things to get you wound up. No, she said that because it happened. She's lying. And I was still on her side at that point. So I don't really care what she says today. No, I'm talking about a conversation I actually had with Christy. I'm not talking, I haven't heard anything from Christy, honestly. Not one person has said, Christy said this about you, Christy said that about you. Not one person's told me anything. And I don't pay attention or watch Bree's lives, and I don't pay attention to what Bree says about me. So.
Hey, I'm just reading an article. So this is totally unrelated. There's Australia's youngest, I'm going to go back to Australia's youngest gold medalist was, I'm just trying to find it now where the story was. She, what's it called? Aussie teen sensation, Melts Hearts. She, so because she won a gold medal, gold medalists get to have first class on the plane on the flight home. And then they go back from there anyway. She was actually able at the age of 14 to have a first class seat on the plane home. Okay. So she said, with a pecking order, apparently the medalist gets first, I'll pick a business class, then the two-time Olympians or more get a shot at premium. Commonly, the rest are at the back of the plane, okay? She said, where did you sit on the plane? Because you're a gold medalist. Were you up the front? She said, I mean, I could have sat in business class with the medalist, but instead I chose to sit in economy with my two best friends, Chloe and Ruby. She turned her back on business class because she wanted to sit with her fellow skateboarders, Chloe Covell and Ruby True, who aren't related, by the way, to her. But that's pretty cool that she's 14, and all she wanted to do was sit with her friends on the flight home. She didn't care. These are the stories we should be listening, we should be talking about, not the not that person that shall not be named that's hogging all the media's limelight at the moment.
It's just strange to me that people are so. Okay, Jessica's here. Hi.
Hi. I just want to say something really quick, and then I got to drop for a bit so I can finish cooking dinner. But all of you crazies in the chat that consistently say things like, she's making it up, she never knew Christy, she never talked to Gypsy. Let me explain something to you. First and foremost, y'all know she's not lying. Y'all saying that because y'all want to see somebody get mad, and I got news for you. Katie's not that person. Second of all, 100%, they were almost like best friends for 5 years because guess.
Yes, so this Raggedy is currently somebody that she has on panel quite a bit. Yeah, it is sweet, isn't it, Michelle, that, you know, she wanted to sit with her friends. MSM never wants to report the story. Correct.
That's how I met Katie, through Christy. Christy has also admitted to being close friends with Katie. Gypsy has admitted to knowing Katie. Ryan has admitted who Katie was. So has Ken. So shut up, because you're just making yourselves look ridiculous, immature, and miserable, like some old men living in your grandma's basement, sitting in some holy shorts, no shirt, eating an extra large turkey leg. Just stop it. Don't say this all the time.
Your southern, bless your heart, is coming out, sweetheart.
Yeah, but also Ryan says he didn't like her.
I just get tired of it because they do the same stuff to me. There's this one person, Bunny something, that used to tell me if I didn't show proof of Christy's texts to me that I was lying. Why do I have to show you personal text messages? If you can't take my word for it, then get out of the video, get off the live. Because at the end of the day, there is no making you trolls happy because you're miserable and you're trying to implement that misery onto another person. But guess what? Katie knows her truth. I know my truth. And your opinion is absolutely irrelevant because you're not financing us, you're not feeding us, and you sure ain't falling asleep to us at night. So have a good day, people.
I'm going off. I'm definitely, she's that person, but not me. Where's Bunny? Bunny, people keep saying that Bunny is Bree's friend.
Yes, they are. They were in a live with Bree last night on Bree's new account because she got nannered because she don't know how to stop running her mouth.
Well, the thing is, all of Katie's friends have never met her in person. So, okay.
Mouse. She needs to stay out of my face too because look, Dark Time said yes, Raggedy, call me out. Look, I can be the nicest person in the world, but I'm not gonna put up with BS.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love your face. I gotta finish cooking dinner, and if you're still on live after dinner, then I'll pop back in the box.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Okay, that's Jessica, and she and I actually met through Christy. So we have zero reason to lie, and I don't know who any of these people are that are trying to join. But I'm not going to, if you don't have a picture, I'm not going to add you. And I don't know who some of these people are. So if I don't recognize you, people that I've literally never talked to, that I've never seen before, are trying to get on, and I don't know them. So it's me. You have a picture. I don't know Kayla. I can accept you and see what you say. Hello?
Hey girl.
Hi.
How are you? I'm good. So I honestly just have a few questions. And I'm just now coming in on this. I have no clue who Bree is. So who is Bree?
Bree is Gypsy Rose. Like,
For some reason I can't hear you. I don't know if it's on my end or your end.
gotta be your end.
Hold on, let me say it again. I'm sorry.
Who's her best friend?
So Bree, who is Bree?
Gypsy's best friend. That's her new best friend that does all of Gypsy's dirty work for you. Oh, it's on my end? Okay.
Yeah, it's
Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I know this person. She's someone that interviewed Dee Dee, right?
yes.
This is someone
Yes.
that interviewed Dee Dee for news or for a radio station.
Yeah, we had a radio show in St. Tammany Parish, and
Oh, she got rid of somebody. She got rid of somebody. Now she's got somebody else because they interviewed Gigi.
we were doing a remote and a live, and she and Gypsy were there. And a few months later, another friend of mine in the industry called me. This was right before Katrina, and asked me if we knew anything about them because they were getting ready to do a fundraiser. But I have a question.
Yeah.
What can we do to stop the second season? I'm just curious. Do you know if there is anything, or if we can reach out, or who we would reach out to? Because I think it's ludicrous that they got in a second season.
Well, I don't think there's anything that could do to, there would be anything that could be done to stop it now.
Yeah.
There's contracts and money's being paid and spent to film and put out content. So there's not a lot that can be done. I know that if she is behaving badly on social media and she's being nasty
Well, they could petition the network.
and breaking her rules and stuff, that can be reported to her parole officer or to the parole board in Missouri. You know, her book publisher, her book hasn't been published anymore yet. So
Right.
people can also contact her book publisher and complain. I mean, I haven't made any of these, I haven't done any of that, but you know,
Yeah, I'm just curious because I think with the awareness now, especially, and everything that we've seen, I haven't seen her live since right before the gender reveal, which everybody already knew. She seemed to be attempting to behave, but we all know that's short-lived. We're going to be short-lived.
yes.
I just, I don't know. I almost just want to scream at Lifetime because I think the manipulation, the pulling of the wool over the eyes that even they are doing. I went back and rewatched a couple of the documentaries, and it's just been ongoing.
So
It's
her
just been ongoing.
Hello, Mama Celeste. How are you?
book is the same publisher that put out a book for, remember Rachel Dolezal, Pretended to Be Black?
Yes.
So it's the same publisher that did that one. They publish people that nobody wants to read, and major publishers refuse to work with her due to her the Son of Sam laws and the
Right.
I mean, because most legitimate book publishers want nothing to do with her. As
Yeah. So being a New York Times bestseller probably isn't on her bucket list, or it's probably on her bucket list, but I don't think we're gonna give it to her because I don't think they're gonna push it out probably as much as what they would otherwise.
Bella Books.
It's what?
And Bella, BENBELLA Books.
Never even heard of them.
So they're an independent publishing house. They're based in Texas.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay.
They have 4 imprints. They seemed to people that have controversial backgrounds. They published Jose Baez, who was Casey Anthony's attorney.
Right.
They published his book. They published the book by Rachel Dolezal.
Right. So no considerably big authors or anybody, as you said, that
They published a book by Nancy Grace. 2016.
when was that?
2016. They published a book called The Psychology of Harry Potter, Grey's Anatomy, The Science of June, Science of Michael Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So not a ton. Their biggest selling book, I think, was The China Study, which was in 2000.
When is her book supposed to be released? Is it soon?
But I don't know. Like I saw that.
But I mean, the network could cancel the contract at some point in time if you know. But as Will said, it would be against her interest because she's going to milk it.
Yeah, tap with the screen, everyone. December. But if you contact publishers and protest or say, I would say if she gets anything sponsored, you contact sponsors.
Right.
I see a lot of companies wanting to sponsor her. Frankly, she's getting gifts from people that are throwing her stuff because they want to show up on a TikTok.
Oh yeah, she's making a nice chunk of change every single live that she does.
Okay. Oh, this was the first clip. That was the first clip. Oh yeah. So we came in halfway through because I couldn't find the first clip. So let's go back here. Oh, wait on. Where's the next one? Part 6. Yeah. All right.
Know that $1 million diamonds equates to $5,000 for the person. So, and I would venture to guess she's making no less than probably, at least 1,000, maybe even more every time she gets on. And that's infuriating. But you can't keep those people, from doing it. I got in her live the last time she was in live and seeing all these people throwing gifts, asking her, so who's the money going to? Who are you donating to?
She's not making that much for live.
You don't think so?
No, she's not. No.
I don't know. I think she's making quite a bit.
She's making like 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not 5,000.
No, $1 million diamonds.
1,000. So she's making 1,000 every live, but it's not that much, by the way.
She's not. No.
I don't know. I think she's making quite a bit.
She's making like 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not 5,000.
No. $1 million diamonds thrown equates to $5,000.
Oh, she's making anywhere from 1,000, like $800 to $1,000.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I think. I think she's making at least 1,000 from what I've seen thrown. But didn't I hear you say, Katie, that she said she did not want to do any advocating?
Yes, that was in a text message she sent to me.
Wow.
Because he said.
So apparently she's making $1,000 a live, but that's not very much. Could you imagine going online for an hour and coming back with $1,000? Like, wow.
I'm not wanting to be an advocate. I want to be left alone so I can live in peace. That was in May.
Yeah. And in May, she was not heavy on social media, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not advocating, but she needs to let people know. I think there's a lot of people that when she got out had hopes of her doing what she said she was going to do, regardless of what the truth was, but coming out, doing some kind of reform, doing some kind of at least community involvement in Lafourche Pires. I'm in Louisiana, so do something for your community, do something to show that you're actually trying to become a better person, even if you've already said all these lies. And now she's done nothing. Because I was one of those people. I'm not going to lie. We were absolutely blown away when everything.
That's why she's really saying she's not making. That's why she's saying I'm only making $2 on here. When we're finding out that Gypsy's making 1,000, Gypsy gets 7,000, and that's what's eaten her away.
Happened, and like a lot of people, you have a tendency, especially after you watch the act, to think that, oh my God. But I had, and we had this long conversation about this, myself and my radio partner back then. Dee Dee was such a sweet person when you met her. What happens behind closed doors, you never know.
Yeah.
And I think I told you last time we spoke, we thought.
And like, how does Katie know what Dee Dee was like?
Gypsy was looking a little older and I think she told us 12, but she would have been like 14. And as I said, I could have been mistaken in what she said. But again, being one of those people who thought, okay, she's saying she's going to do all these things. When she gets out, she's going to advocate. She's going to be, out there showing what she needs to show, just coming out of prison for murder. And then it didn't happen. So then I think all these people that are still stuck on that, oh, these things really happen. You guys are doing a phenomenal job in bringing awareness to the truth of what's going on and what has been going on.
So like an example of the advocacy was there was a TikToker named Kate that's at MTV, and she was claiming that Gypsy was stealing her content. And so she's like, this text message is her trying to say that like she was so nice to her, she wasn't stealing her content, she's not bullying her, but it wasn't her doing it, she was having Bree do it for her. So the thing about Gypsy is she can get away with it because she's instigating her friend to do it for her.
Yeah, she's doing the same thing to her friends that she did to Nick. She's manipulating.
Yeah. Like the same thing, like Bree has created accounts for like to mock me now and using my photos to like go after me, you know? So it's like, to me, if you are so confident in your story and you stand in your story and you stand in your truth, nothing anyone says about you should bother you.
No.
And if you know it's true, you shouldn't care what anyone says. They're obsessed because they know it's not true.
Well, and she has, you know, it's all that old saying, a hit ducks walks.
Yeah.
You know, and every time somebody had put something, and every time somebody had put something, and even Gypsy herself, of course, commenting on people's posts all over social media. I think she's finally stopped that and obviously having other people do it. But that's just agreed 100%. Let it roll off your back. Why worry about it? If it's not the truth, don't worry about it.
She can't because she's a narcissist.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. 100%. I appreciate all you're doing. I appreciate all that you're showing. I know there's, you know, a lot of creators that are hopping on the story and don't know what they're talking about and pulling stuff from yourself and from, I'm sure other people, I don't want to say Fancy Natasha, you know, other people. And awareness is one thing, but doing it for the right reason is a big thing. And I think you truly have the intention of making sure people are aware that this is what they are about.
Yeah.
Doing it for the right reason.
That I don't know who it was. Whatever.
She was doing it for the right, but we know why she's doing it. She's been, Gypsy's cut her off. $3 of Gypsy or KJ, both.
Breeze or Gypsies, but then they left all these comments and they were accusing me of taking my son's medication. Just spamming really.
Oh my goodness. This is on TikTok or on Facebook?
On TikTok, yeah. This is the they also created, she created an entire page just dedicated
to Facebook.
On TikTok, yeah. This is just spamming really.
Oh my goodness. This is on TikTok or
There we go, look at that. What on earth is that? What on earth is that? And why she got that? What
on Facebook?
On TikTok, yeah. This is the account. They also created, she created an entire page just dedicated to me. So it's like, that's what they're doing. Like she cannot ever manage her feelings and thoughts. So she's just hiding behind all of these fake accounts. I don't think, no, I'm blocked by Bree, so she doesn't follow me. And that account that was following me, I blocked after I took that screenshot.
Oh gosh, I gotta ask this, Katie, because I just saw somebody with Ken's sister seems weird. What is, Mary is his sister, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know anything about her.
She sounds just like Gypsy. If it's the one I'm thinking, it's just weird. It's just
Yes, I did think that too. I have to say that. I heard Ken's sister Mary, and I thought she was related to Gypsy. She sounded like Gypsy.
Weird. The whole thing is weird. Just really weird. And I think everybody, the minute I saw Ken come back into the picture, you knew it was all about the, you know, the clout, so to speak, the fame, the fortune that he thought was coming. I think that was the most ridiculous move that could have been made, and obviously with, of course, Chrissy instigating it.
That his sister's under me, so I don't think it's like appropriate for us to like comment on her being weird or whatever.
Well, my apologies, but it was odd. You know, pure plain and simple. I'd say that to her. Okay, that's just odd. But I agree.
Gender reveal was odd because everyone
Correct. Plan to create, and you know what? Again, that could play perfectly into 7M's hands, because if she's saying to them, "Oh, I can't give away my sources; it's confidential." Well, hang on a minute. You've just put all of Gypsy's stuff out there. So yeah.
Well, that was something that had to have 100% been specifically for Lifetime for the second season, because everybody knew. Everybody, she knew, everybody knew. You know, we all knew it. So I think everything that they did for the gender reveal was specifically for the second season.
Well, yeah. So they don't run because you don't have the money to do a party like that or rent an Airbnb.
You know, did I see somewhere where somebody said that they actually had the reveal party at her attorney's house?
She didn't. They got an Airbnb.
Okay. Well, maybe that's where all the money's going. They're just blowing it.
They are blowing it on.
Yeah. So, and you said how much she's spending for a manager?
Yeah. Remember, she said, "I'm 100% sure, 100% sure the baby's Ken's." And I'm going, and we all went, "Well, that doesn't sound right because the dates aren't lining up and everything." Now she's saying, "Oh, they meant where." You know, if she was a journalist, she would have gone and said, "Gypsy says the baby's Ken's." However, there's a little bit of an overlap here, but she just took what she was told. Well, of course, it's allowed to be. She can have the reveal wherever she likes it to be. It's her reveal.
Yeah, 5,000. Yeah. But if it's being filmed, they get reimbursed by the company. Oh.
Wait. Oh, are you talking about for like brand deals?
No, for like if they filmed the gender reveal, all of that by the company.
That was the other thing I was going to ask. Do you know if everybody that's participating in the show is getting some kind of stipend or some kind of pay?
I don't.
I mean, obviously we know she is.
I think I'm trying to say that she wasn't, but I don't believe that.
I mean, I've done reality show, I've done shows before. You get some kind of pay, and with what she's doing, and I would imagine, maybe, pardon?
Not always. The kids that are on Sister Wives don't get paid.
Seriously? Is that because of their ages, or? I don't watch that show, so I'm not familiar with it.
Pays adults or pays
Interesting.
parents.
Interesting. Pardon? Well, I just wondered about that, you know. And then, you know, there's got to be, I'm getting this camera crew to my house. I'm getting, all this stuff. I think there's a lot of bright lights, big city, so to speak, that maybe Ken has been seeing.
Yeah.
With all this. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's all I have. It's always nice talking to you. I think you're very enlightening to a lot of people, and we appreciate it. I'm going to hop down.
That's fine. Okay. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
So I did want to share something because someone said that one of the people that had been going pretty hard against Gypsy was apparently doing it on the behalf of Amelia Bird. Her name was Zora. But
right now she's about to go after Zora.
Someone sent me this email today, and it was Amelia that sent it to this girl named Haley. And it was basically Amelia saying that Zora's bad-mouthing her. She set boundaries with her. And she didn't like that Zora was calling her girlfriend. She says that she has a girlfriend that isn't Amelia, or that isn't Zora. She wants nothing to do with Zora. So they just sent that to me because I don't know why, because Zora's been on social media yelling about everyone. And yeah. So I guess this actually came from Securus, so that's an email that's real. And
yes, that's right. I did see that. Yeah, I did capture that. But
Gypsy didn't deny that she had a relationship with Zora, and Amelia's not denying. I don't think that Zora got Millie's discovery because when I talked to her a week ago, she didn't have any information on the case, and I told her that Millie was lying about it. Regardless, I had nothing. I had no hard feelings towards her. I don't have hard feelings towards her. I just, I don't think that Millie's innocent. Not at all. Not even close. I need to talk to you.
so someone says, well, Zora and Millie break up now. Well, that's right. He can. I mean,
Your input on the situation too.
It'd be
Okay,
interesting.
you can come up.
Hi. Oh, sorry, hold on. Hello, can you hear me, Katie? Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, nice to meet you. So I'm 20 years old, pretty young. I've been watching you for a bit. The first time I heard of you was actually when the Erin Condren situation was happening before you passed. I've been on, I don't know if you heard of Nicole. Have you heard of her? Nicole, so I'm part of the panel with her, and she did a live event about an argument for people to say why Gypsy should be in jail, should stay in jail. So, and we do these arguments, and a lot of people come up to these lives and say, oh, she's innocent, give her a slap. And we're kind of telling them that there's more truth because people get their information from, the act, Mommy, Dad, and Dearest, and like everything on the surface. And I've actually told people about your sources because you recently talked with her. And yeah, and it's bizarre to me, how the situation, like, how she's just, manipulative, and how she has done Ryan dirty, Nick dirty, and Ken's just there for the fame. It's just, the family's crazy.
So here's the other thing. I mean, can you do tests before the baby's born?
Humans, she looks at them as like an object, a means to an end to get what she needs and what she wants. So you're only in her life if she can get what she needs from you and what she wants from you.
Yeah.
And if you hold her accountable on anything, she'll find a way to push you out and then blame you for wanting to only talk to her for clout.
Okay, yes. And she said she wants to be an advocate, and that aged pretty well at this point.
Yes, it was. I can't remember it.
And why does she not want to do it?
Because she said she didn't have, I don't know what she said. She wasn't good at it. No one wanted to listen to her. She basically wasn't getting positive supply. She's a narcissist. So if she's not getting the supply that she wants, and isn't getting the feedback that she wants, and everyone's saying, good job, Gypsy, good job, we believe you, you're so great, she'll just quit.
All right, yeah.
Often wants up praise.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, I knew, like, from when people say that, oh, she needs therapy and oh, this and that. Okay, let's break this down. When you've seen her on interviews at the Dr. Phil show and all that, and these were 3 years after this whole event, she is very well spoken. She's pretty good at what she does. As she said in Dr. Phil, my mom taught me to be a really good liar. And she has. And the stories that she is saying from what happened that night and what she did is not consistent anymore with now the new info coming to light with the court documents. I don't know if you're aware too much of it, but.
What are you talking about?
So, I don't know, but she had a microdeletion.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's pretty much has exaggerated the whole situations with her.
Well, yeah, she didn't come up with it. Her attorneys did, and that's how they got her the plea deal.
Thing is, the plea deal means the case is done and dusted. Like, but she can't go back to jail. Now, just also note the time. It's 1 a.m. So she started at 10:30. Around midnight, there was the stuff in V. With stuff, she said he was playing computer games at midnight, and now we're into 1 o'clock. So,
but if you see her, she says, "I'm not wanting to be an advocate. I want to be left alone so I can live in peace."
Yeah, and she's living in peace. Like, she blocked Nicole for making, a troll video of like saying, "Oh, Gypsy's coming back in jail." And then Gypsy's like, "Girl, bye," and then blocks him. She pays attention to the hate, and like, why do you need to care about the hate? Like, if you don't care about it, that's what makes you stronger. And she seems to be scared of something. I don't know.
Well, narcissists are scared of the truth, and so because they're going to protect their mask of who they think they are, she thinks that she's a benevolent inspiration, the public figure of inspiration. She thinks that she's inspiring and a celebrity, and so when she doesn't get that feedback, and when people start exposing her, she's going to push back against all of that and run smear campaigns against the truth tellers, because she will try to protect at all costs the image that she has in her mind, because her self-esteem and her self-worth is so fragile that she can't bear to actually sit in the fact that she is a criminal that unalived her mom. She can't sit in that.
Yeah. Has she ever opened up to you about that night, or has she never talked about, the events that she did? Like, her mom and stuff like that.
Yeah, a little bit, but no. I mean, honestly, I was so dealing with the fires that she was starting everywhere that I had to deal with her drama. I didn't have time to ask those kinds of questions. But I mean, did I talk with Christy about that? Yeah. She really makes it seem like Nick manipulated her and that he's.
Didn't she only say she spoke to Gypsy twice? Hasn't she said that she was mainly friends with Christy? She spoke to Christy. Spoke to Gypsy twice, she said.
Everywhere that I had to deal with her drama. I didn't have time to ask those kinds of questions. But I mean, did I talk with Christy about that? Yeah. She really makes it seem like Nick manipulated her and that he's an evil one.
I think, as I said in the lives before, I think Gypsy's sentence was fair, but for Nick to get life, that's just not fair. He needs help like Gypsy. They're both dangerous people individually, both.
You think that her sentence was fair of 10 years? Really?
I mean, in a sense of that, yes, but as I said, I'm not too important with it. I know that conspiracy to murder is up to 20, right?
She wasn't charged with conspiracy. She was charged with second degree. And
Yeah.
Conspiracy doesn't matter. In the state of Minnesota, you can get life in prison for conspiracy because if you're the one that started it and you're the one that instigated it, you're still as guilty as the one who did it. She just says things like that because she wants to mitigate her responsibility.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It's so much hypocrisy in her, so much lies, and
Yeah, so here's the thing. So she just said, no, I never spoke to Gypsy about such and such.
she's hurt many people fairly enough.
Well, thanks so much for coming up. I can take your feedback.
Yeah, of course. Please, if you have time, please come by to Nicole's when she does her argument debates. I think you'd be a good person to back up some of the lies that are being told about her. But thank you for having me.
She's live sometime. Just send me a DM and share it with me, and I'll jump on if I'm available.
All right. Thank you. You have a great night.
Yeah, you too. So many people in here that I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, okay.
That concerns me. Now, that person was very nice, but it does concern me that someone would believe that 20 years or 10 years is an acceptable sentence.
You've got to look at it. It's about time. Ultimately, everything comes down to money. Okay, if you think about the time and what they would cost, the court time, everything, and it's essentially 10 years is better than nothing. Is essentially what goes through the mind, because I mean, you always think there's a chance that they could get off. Is it better that they spend some time in jail, or is it better to run the course, and she could have got less? And she also flipped on Nick, correct? So you're always going to take a plea deal if you can, and particularly where where you're in a state where it's the death penalty. You know, if they said we'll give you 20 years in jail, but if you go through the court, you could end up on the death row. What are you going to take? So it costs money to run court cases. It costs the state money. So if someone's prepared to plead guilty and do some jail time, it's better than nothing. Is it adequate? Probably not. But then again, what did they think that she have gotten off? Maybe. Yeah. So she can't be retried, correct?
For what she did.
It's, of course it's not, but it's better than nothing. They got the guilty plea. It saved time and it saved money. That's why in most cases they always want everything done. Court would work a lot better if people did not have to go. I mean, you go in front of judges for the sentencing, but in most cases, you think about it, if you could cut out, if everyone just took a plea deal, and everybody said, yeah, I was guilty, I'm going to do whatever it was, it would save a lot of money and red tape and everything, and it would. Correct. Yeah. So, and it's the same in civil cases. I mean, you know, if you just settle, that's the best option. It's the same as a plea deal. So there's a number of reasons for it. Sometimes they don't know that they're going to get. Maybe the evidence wasn't enough to be able to get her fully on what they wanted. So they went, okay, well, 10 years is better than her getting off. You always have to believe that there's something else to it. You know? But yes, for most people, I mean, 10 years isn't adequate, but we don't know. It also allows victims and families to move on as well. Correct. And they don't have to sit there and listen to it. You've got to think about that as well. They don't have to sit and listen to it. It helps with the closure. So there's a lot of benefits to it. You know, it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, she's done her time. And she, you know, in the end of the day, Gypsy was able to convince everybody that it was Nick's fault. And that is always the risk that you do with plea deals too. But it's about taking that risk.
This person says they're a team member. Hi.
Oh my goodness, Katie, I did not think you would let me up. Holy crap. I'm a big fan of yours, first of all, and I just have a question for you about Nick, if you don't mind. You know, the way I hear him in interviews sometimes, it's still, to me, it just feels like Gypsy still has like a grasp on him to some extent, and I'm wondering if that's like from fear or that's his mental state. You know, it seems like, you know, like by saying the way he says certain things kind of just feel like always care for her in a way. That's like the vibe I get from him. Like that always has confused me a little. I mean, I know he absolutely has, you know, autism and mental health issues, but that's the one thing that really just gets to me.
He's definitely like plays games with people. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I can't say too much about like what he feels today.
Right.
I don't, you know, I think the people that are all very much pro Nick, as much as I agree that like their sentences, like the disparity between the sentences, I feel like both of them should have gotten the same.
I agree. I actually agree. I agree with you completely. I've always felt that way.
So I think they both should have got life with the possibility of parole.
Yeah, actually, that is what I agree with. Yes.
I don't think that he should, the life without possibility of parole bothers me. But Nick is still a dangerous person.
I understand that side as well. I do.
Sometimes people, they think like, oh, because he's autistic or he's got a mental health issue, he's not dangerous. But he actually is. And I've just been around the case for such a long time that if you remove me from anything Blanchard said about him, I saw emails he was sending to people that were just vile.
I've seen some of those, and yes, that's why I can understand. Like, I don't want, like, I know, I think a lot of people don't want to say he's dangerous because they don't want to touch on his mental health, but I'm just stating that that is a fact. Like, you know, he has a lot of mental health issues, and that can make people dangerous. So, all right, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, Katie. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for asking your question. I'm glad you came up.
Okay, great. I will see you in your videos and your lives. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, there's so many people that want to know this as well. I don't know who half these people are too, so I feel like I've seen this person before. Yeah.
Hi, I just wanted to say, I read, didn't Gypsy originally plead guilty to first-degree murder?
No.
Or didn't she plead guilty, both her and Nick, and then they were going to give her first-degree murder and give her life?
No, she pled not guilty.
Or not guilty, yeah, that's what I meant. Didn't she plead, oh, that's right, she did plead not guilty, but weren't they supposed to give her life? And then I feel like her defense team went and turned around the story and used the whole, sorry, I'm having like anxiety right now, so I think you're going to expect me to talk, but
See, that was the thing. If they didn't have enough evidence to show that Gypsy was guilty, they would have. That's why the plea deal would have worked. Look, she kicked her.
Sorry, guess she's having some issues there. I hope you're okay. Posh Platypus wants to come up. And we've got two people. We were getting a concert, yeah. I don't want to get like a strike, or I don't know if it's like, I don't know. She just stopped talking. I hope whatever happened with her, she's okay. Yeah, I hope she's okay. It looks like Platypus doesn't want to come on, and this person doesn't want to come on. And some people have been waiting here for so long. I don't know if they're still here or not. Maybe they're not here yet. Maybe they're still not here. Yeah, she might not be here. Okay. Let's see.
I think it's nearly been 3 hours.
This is someone named Amy. I don't know if she's going to come on. Some people have been waiting such a long time, they might not even be on.
Oh, hello. Hi, Katie. How are you? So I have to be honest, I'm new to following you as of, I think, this past week. Of course, like everybody else, I'm following all of the Gypsy Rose drama. And, you know, I just want to say, first off, I don't know how you feel about Ryan, but I literally feel so bad for him. Like, yeah, like when Gypsy first got out of jail, he seemed to be a little bit on the clingy side, and like I get it, like everybody's nervous and we all feel some type of way, but like that dude got a raw deal. Like I don't know, I just feel like what she did to him was so fucked up, and I don't know,
I mean, she went off. Remember, she said that Ryan was so controlling, but when you think about the fact that she was talking to Nick behind his back, you can see why he was so insecure about that.
really feel for him. I don't know, like, what is your opinion on Ryan?
Like I feel bad for how he's treating her, how she's treating him right now, like going back and forth and running to him to keep him in the loop. She used him to get money, have a place to go to parole.
Right.
Do I have sympathy for someone that marries a convicted murderer? Not really.
Yeah, I mean, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? I mean, I agree with that for sure too. I don't know. I feel like he seems like the type of guy that just is in love with the idea of being in love. Like he seems like that hopeless romantic type. And I don't know. I just feel bad for him. But I will say, from the very second that I saw Christy on, was it Mommy, Dad, and Dearest? I can't remember which documentary it was when they were like talking about Gypsy's medical records and stuff, and they were interviewing her as, you know, the stepmom or whatever it was. I don't know what it is, but I just got the weirdest vibes from her. Like something was off about her, and I could not put my finger on it.
You probably got the vibe that she's exactly like she's worse than Dee Dee.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like something about her seems super like untrustworthy and just sketchy.
I mean, I got those vibes from Christy, and I also got those vibes from the Wilkins family too, by the way. We're still waiting for that friendship to break up.
I don't know. I can't explain it. I have a pretty good judge of character and a really strong intuition. And this was really early on, like before she was even like in the spotlight with the TV show and stuff. And I just thought like, I don't know what's up with that chick, but I'm just not feeling that vibe. Like she's off to me.
You know, we know that
So that part 7, yeah. Hopefully, there's not any more parts of this because this is hard work.
Look at people as humans. She looks at them as like an object, a means to an end to get what she needs and what she wants. So you're only in her life if she can get what she needs from you.
No, I think we did that one, didn't we? No, we're up to this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can tell that she's had a lot of practice, I think, of just pretending to be not who she is. I also wanted to ask you, and not that it makes any difference, it was me in the chat that said that Ken's sister was a weirdo, and I meant that so first off, I didn't know she was a minor. That makes me sad because I don't want to pick on like little kids, but there's something very reminiscent of Gypsy in her, which strikes me as really strange. And I just curious, do you know, like, does she have any kind of like microdeletion or disability, or what is her story?
As I said before, I don't want to talk about her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. I apologize. I wouldn't have asked you if I had known. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the whole thing is really, really fascinating. I don't know where it's going to go, but I mean, I can tell you right now, I definitely don't see them pulling the plug on season 2 because there's way too many people that are making way too much money involved in that whole thing. Nobody cares about like morals and what's ethically right. People just want to make money. If anyone's learned anything about Hollywood and the elite and life and how things work, nobody cares about what's right. People care about lining their pockets. You know what I mean? So that's why that other lady was talking about like, oh, I'm outraged. They got season 2. It's like, what? I would be surprised if they were already talking about season 3. Are you kidding me? That's what they do, you know? So I don't know. It'll be interesting, I think, to see where it
Hello,
goes
Vivian.
and what happens with her pregnancy and the baby. And I mean, I hope everything is okay and it goes well, but I don't know. It's a really interesting situation to say the least. So, but I won't take any more of your time. If you let me, I'll talk all night. Anyways, it was nice chatting with you and thanks for having me on.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, so we're not going to be talking. I just want to make clear that like we are not talking about Ken's sister, and I have a child with a disability, and I'm just to be clear, not down with speculating on whether or not she has a disability, and if she does have a disability, the implication that someone's weird is just let's just not go there. So I definitely appreciate everyone coming on. I just want to put that. Yeah. Okay. Someone named Jen's asking. Come on. She's got like rainbow hair.
Well, the thing is, she did sound like Gypsy. I will give you that because I thought that was Gypsy's sister. That there was another sister.
Can you hear me?
Can.
Okay. Sorry. I've got a child nearby that I've told to skedaddle. I apologize. I've been following you actually for a really long time because obviously I was into Sister Wives and all of that fiasco. So I've been around for a long time, but on a lot of the other pages, not so much here. So I thought it was really funny when you first got attacked about the whole, oh, you're following, trying to get more people, you know, you're just doing this to try and get followers. I'm like, no, she's been around a long time.
Oh yeah, when Ken said that.
I was laughing so hard because I was like, no, like literally, like most of your following is from Sister Wives. So I just thought it was really funny. And for anyone who's listening, like legitimately, I'm pretty sure that's like the majority of the content. It's like, yeah, it's like mostly like that stuff. So anyway, on a side note, I really find it interesting for a lot of the people that seem to be like hardcore, you know, Gyp stands. They haven't really done any research through the medical files. Wow. They haven't really looked through like the police files. Most of them haven't even watched like the interrogation videos to understand anything. You know, and some of the things that I thought were really interesting for someone who said that they didn't take part. There's a lot of information that actually seems to prove opposite. And I'm not sure how much of that you've covered. I haven't seen too many of those things being put out. I've tried to cover a little bit of it, but I haven't really been doing that kind of content.
However, in their defense, in the people's defense, she was in a TikTok and she did talk. And so therefore I would put it on Gypsy and Ken for involving a minor on their video. That's where I would go with that as well.
Myself, but even during some of the different things about it, they talk about on her shirt how she had like a blood stain on her shirt, and then on her legs it talks about in Nick's that they were asking him how he possibly could have, or how she possibly had all the bruises on her legs. They did obviously take pictures of the bruises on her knuckles, and you know they tried to say it was from cleaning. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know how anyone gets bruised knuckles or bruised legs from cleaning.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It just seems very strange. But you know, again, I'm not sure how anyone thinks that she is so innocent in this whole thing. She was an adult during so many years. You know, she had already been capable of leaving at so many points.
I think there's a lot of speculation about what she's involved in. I think it's fair to say that she was doing some of it because her DNA is on the knife. So,
well, and that was the other part is like it literally shows her DNA is on the knife, and that's not just like, oh, I happened to hand it to him. Like your DNA isn't just like, it's not that simple.
And it was mixed with the 3 of them. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, she was in the room. She did clean her mom's bedroom up. So I don't know.
Yeah, the Barney is there. The bed sheets that are covering that he says like he didn't know anything about. Like there's yeah, it's like the layers of an onion, and I wish that more people that are on that side would actually start looking and understanding, and not just saying like, oh, but Dee Dee was so bad. Well, no, she was doing the best she could.
Well,
I mean, it's hard. I think it's hard because you have to think about this: being a mom who isn't getting child support, who's fighting to get child support with a child with clear disabilities. It doesn't mean that makes it okay what she did, but I think she was trying very hard to make it work. And I don't know about you. I was trying to find the first time that they seemed to do the thing about cancer.
Yeah, they shouldn't. That's right, and that's what I'm saying, Lulu. I mean, if we wanted to get technical, they should never have done it. And so by putting the minor child out now, they've essentially opened up the scrutiny. Now, so therefore, even though I don't agree with it, you can't complain about it because, you know, it's out there.
The first time I could find anything that talked about it was in 2005 when they shaved her head. Well, she was already 14. So I'm not sure that it was a lot earlier than that
She had short hair, so you couldn't see her hair. But for the people that seem to say that she didn't have those disabilities, you can look up the microdeletion and see that all of those are connected to her microdeletion.
And she doesn't like people knowing more than her either, KJ.
I'm not sure why people are in denial.
Because he's done a really good job of controlling the narrative.
Yeah, and I think that's the sad part is so many people are so busy. But yeah, it's just sad that more people don't want to look at the evidence, you know, and the way that I see it is the evidence actually speaks louder than anything. And I went into it going, okay, you can download the medical files. Like, I don't know why people won't.
It doesn't even matter what her excuse is. It doesn't matter to me. To me, it's like she's lying about her excuse, but it's irrelevant. It's just an excuse. And that's all she does is make excuses.
Yeah. In case anyone's not sure where, like the Good Wives Network, you can go on her Patreon, you can get all of them there. There's other places you can get them as well. I believe Natasha Cooper has some of them, and I believe she's made access to some of them. But you can download so many things in many places. They're literally like Reddit has some, like you can find them in so many places, and choosing to not find them and look at them is really ridiculous.
I mean, yes, but I think all of that is just another deflection tactic because in what other cases of murder do we care what the excuse was?
Well, and that's the part that I find really sad. These people who are like, well, her mom did something and therefore it's okay she did this. I'm sorry, are we on the same planet? Like, what? Like, we can't make excuses for this. Like, that's not acceptable. It wasn't self-defense. Her mom was not attacking her. That is self-defense. If her mom was in the middle of doing something horrible to her, that is self-defense. This is not self-defense.
Yes. It's
I wish more people would actually look at what the legal definitions are and understand it. She was not in any threat of danger currently or even remotely in the current past and hadn't for many years. I'm not sure where they get that information, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. All you can do is like, to me, it doesn't matter what her excuse is. I don't care what her excuse is.
Well, and I think that's the part of the issue with the narrative that Christy and Rod came up with was they went, oh, we're going to look really bad if we don't make ourselves look better by jumping on the bandwagon.
Yes.
So, yeah. And I don't know how much conversation Christy had with you where she talked about any of that or if she continued to sort of stick to it. But yeah, I hope people start to realize and wake up. And I hope people realize do not pay for the book. Stop watching Lifetime. Stop subscribing to Lifetime. And hopefully we can get them to like realize we don't want it.
Well, I'm more concerned about getting her arrested again. And
Well, she'll do that on her own. I honestly believe, I have no doubt in my mind that she's going to end up back in jail.
so to me, I don't really like all this other stuff is just distractions to me. Like, I know too much about the crimes that are happening. And I feel like there's so much talk about like, we need to get Nick in a trial. We need to do this. Like, none of that is my like goal. I'm just here to share what I know about the Blanchards. And it's, you know, even knowing the truth about her mom not having MPB didn't change my opinion that what she's doing is wrong. Because even if a child is abused, that's not an excuse to unalive your parent.
I completely agree.
So her main goal now is to get Gypsy back in jail. Did you hear that? My goal is for Gypsy to go back into, that's her goal. That's her goal. She just said that. Did you hear that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to find it again.
That, or if she continued to sort of stick to it. But yeah, I hope people start to realize and wake up. And I hope people realize do not pay for the book. Stop watching Lifetime. Stop subscribing to Lifetime. And hopefully we can get them to like realize we don't want it.
Well, I'm more concerned about getting her arrested again. And
Well, she'll do that on her own.
There you go.
Stop watching Lifetime. Stop subscribing to Lifetime. And hopefully we can get them to like realize we don't want it.
Boom. There it is. Boom. There it is.
well, I'm more concerned about getting her arrested again. And
Well, she'll do that on her own. I honestly believe, I have no doubt in my mind that she's going to.
That's right. Short order. We picked it right from the start. From the moment she flipped.
so to me, I don't really like all this other stuff is just distractions to me. Like, I know too much about the crimes that are happening. And I feel like there's so much talk about like, we need to get Nick in a trial. We need to do this. Like, none of that is my like goal. I'm just here to share what I know about the Blanchards. And it's, you know, even knowing the truth about her mom not having MPB didn't change my opinion that what she's doing is wrong. Because even if a child is abused, that's not an excuse to unalive your parent.
I completely agree. Well, the people who say, oh, it's double jeopardy. Well, no, she's still committing crimes and she's going to continue to commit crimes.
Not double jeopardy. There's called something called dual sovereignty. So people are talking about murder for hire, which can be charged at the federal level, but she can also be charged at the federal level for using the internet and crossing state lines. And there's a million reasons. So dual sovereignty allows the federal government to charge her if they want to for the same crime.
Yeah, and it takes time. These people who are like, why isn't she arrested right now? Well, it takes time to build a case against people, just like it did with someone like O.J. Simpson. We watched the exact same thing happen. They built.
Yeah, but he got off. Remember? He was found not guilty. If they had given him a plea deal, he may have served some time. You see where they have to draw the, see how sometimes getting them in jail for sometimes better than nothing.
Cases against him, and guess what ended up happening? He ended up going back. This is what happens with people who unfortunately have whatever mental thing is going on here, whether it be sociopathy or, you know, some sort of psychopathy. Like there was something wrong.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
No problem. Sorry guys, it's getting late here and I am, you need to get off here because I haven't eaten dinner yet and I haven't had a chance to do anything. And then I have to get my son ready for bed here in a little bit. So
And it's 1:33 a.m. by the way. 1:33, and I've got to get my son ready for bed. It's 1:33 in the morning.
I'm going to turn off comments for a second and just tell you guys that the reason why Gypsy needs to go back to prison is based upon my experience with her, and anyone that knows Gypsy knows that she doesn't follow the law, she doesn't respect the law, she doesn't think the rules apply to her. She does still scam people, and she's doing a lot of different things behind the scenes to scam. She's manipulating narratives, she's using her pregnancy. All of this is her continuing the act that her mother taught her. And while she was in prison, she ran love romance scams. She is currently manipulating fans that reach out to her to become super fans and basically do her bidding and fight battles for her and get nasty and dox and harass and stalk people. And none of that is okay. On top of the fact that they are hiding money from victims, from the victims' families. She has so many companies that she has defrauded, and she's got charities that have been defrauded. Habitat for Humanity, Make-A-Wish. If you don't understand the complexity of
Habitat for Humanity, I think was repaid because they sold the house. So I think they got their money back because the house was resold. But yeah.
What her scam was, she's perpetuating it still to this day, and the family is continuing to perpetuate the scam by trying to elevate her as the public figure of inspiration. There's nothing inspiring about what Gypsy's done. Nothing that she went through would excuse what she did to her mother. Even if she felt like she couldn't get away, there was a million other things she could have done, and everyone around her is enabling her delusion that she had no other choice.
So, is there one more? That was it. Right, so let's go back and find part one. Oh, went on.
Yourself and hiding it from people.
Do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can tell that she's had a lot of practice, I think, of just pretending to be.
Okay, I don't think there's a part 9. Is there a part 9? No. So that was the most recent one she did, I think. Oh yeah, so this was the first
of help you understand why Gypsy does, and give you a better understanding of why she's falling behind and using her friend Bree to do all of her fighting for her, and basically the lies that she tells about social media, despite claiming that, you know, she has no restrictions on social media. That's just a freaking lie. So help me by tapping up and getting this out, going to, I don't know, 10,000.
Remember, she made the promise to the Wilkins family that she would get, you know, she'd make Robert Chin pay. There's your malice. There's your malice.
It would be helpful to get me on the For You page. Make sure to keep tapping and share this video. Please share. These are text messages that I've not shared yet, and so I want to just go.
So I'm sure this little heart here, because it says 2.5 thousand, and I think that is the hearts that she's got. I don't know how it works.
Through these, and we will go through everything. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a few more minutes to get more people here.
Okay,
these are from me and from her, correct. So I spoke with her on text message and on Instagram. This was her Instagram profile that she had. I don't even know. These are from maybe January or February, maybe March. So this is not like her current.
And she, so when she spoke to Gypsy, she didn't speak to her by, this is via what she's saying is Instagram. So is this one of the times she's spoken to her, or was she saying that she only spoke to her twice on phone?
Is definitely her Instagram, and I definitely knew the family, and that's really not a question. Ken has already confirmed that. These are not new text messages. These text messages are from, some are from a couple months ago, some are from last month, some are from when she first got out. So this text is from my Instagram account, and this was, I think this happened to be, she was still with Ryan, okay? And none of this has changed. Like, she got in trouble because she had made a comment to someone on TikTok about, like, you better come to my, like.
But she was saying, so when we looked at the last one, she had like 121,000. So, like, is that like $12 then?
If you wouldn't say that to my face type of thing. Remember that? So she said that, and keep tapping up, everyone. She was upset about Nina and about Fancy. And this is, I can't change the background, and I'm not going to change the background because we're going to be going through text messages. So if chatting is more important to you than listening, I can't help you, but we're going to be doing everything. Please share and like and get this out there because, all right. So She had sent me some text because she was emotionally down because of videos that were made by Nina and by Fancy Maselli. And this text was
twice on the phone. She made like $8 at most. Right.
is trying to tell me that it's clear, but what is clear is they are bigger because they are bigger. So the hate, she was like, hates the hate, absolutely hates the hate that people do. She's obsessed with it. It consumes her. She says that it doesn't consume her, but it does. And she says, I have restrictions that prevent me from defending myself. My parole has me by the balls. I wish I could just go live and just talk about how they lie, but I can't. And I said, it wouldn't help her change anything. And she said, probably not. Well, this is a real text message. This is real messages from Gypsy. I promise you. Like nobody, Christy has said publicly that she knows me. Gypsy used to comment on my Instagram. So did Gypsy. So this was, I think, when she was still with Ryan. Okay. But she was acknowledging that her parole officer had her by the balls and it was preventing her.
So here, so you can see this is 11:47 when she started the live and she finished at 1:30.
This text message was from May, or maybe this was from April, but she's talking about getting a cease and desist on Fancy. She's saying that Fancy contacted her parole officer to get another stipulation put on my parole, which is no internet access, because in her opinion, my crime was committed on the internet, or at least it played a part in it. So she believes that I should be banned from the internet for the duration of my parole, and that's not part of my stipulation. So she called my parole officer to get a list of what my stipulations are. I have, that's harassment. So it's actually not harassment to get public records of anyone. And if you want to know what the stipulations are, you can contact the court and get her parole conditions from them. You can also get access to any of the depositions or the records from her case. All of this is public record, but she views that as harassment. And then while the show was on the air, Ryan did an interview with Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood, and his lawyer said that any allegation that any DV occurred in their relationship was defamatory. And I sent her a text about that. She said, I never said he was ABUSIVE controlling and a little red flaggy. Yeah, but I even said I'm not afraid of him. Was I in that moment of the argument? Yes, because it was a high stress situation. So
the red flaggy.
She was telling all of us that she was afraid of Ryan, and that's why she had to leave him. So obviously we were getting a one-sided narrative about him, and it's odd that, yeah, she's the definition of a red flag. Yeah, so she.
Oh, I know who wouldn't. She
was basically trying to turn everyone in her life against Ryan before she left him, and then once he was gone, she spun this narrative that he was, yeah, she only gives one-sided narratives about everyone, and she really doesn't take accountability. So there's that. This is when we were talking about her pregnancy. So this was in maybe the beginning of June or the end of May. And she said, no, I'm not. And even though I understand that I made poor choices in life, like marrying Ryan, only to get divorced because I'm in love with Ken. Only to get divorced because I'm in love with Ken. Did you see that? She said, I got divorced from Ryan because I'm in love with Ken. She told me like a month or so before this that she was scared of him and that's why she left. But here she's like, oh, I left Ryan because I was in love with Ken. And then she says, or not using protection, and now I'm pregnant. So remember how she said that she was on the pill and that she thought she couldn't ovulate and that she didn't think she could get pregnant? Well, this is just like blatantly that she didn't use a condom. They didn't use condoms. They weren't protecting themselves.
No, really? We said that all along. Like, play with fire, you're going to get burnt.
And now I'm pregnant, even though it's a blessing and I'm happy. I know I could have done things differently, but that's my choices to make, you know. And she said, I can only try and think before I act. I can only try and think before I act going forward. Only try and think before she acts. Only try. Okay. She was trying to get pregnant all the time. Okay, and then, let's see. She called Fancy a narcissist, and she was going to go make costs. She has a long history battling Fancy. Now, this is when I was still on Pro Gypsy, so just recognize that I'm completely still brainwashed at this. And she said she can file a complaint, however, I'm...
Hey, hang on. She said, I'm brainwashed. Did you hear that?
Now, this is when I was still on Pro Gypsy, so just recognize that I'm completely still brainwashed at this. And she said she can file a complaint, however, nothing can make the stipulations of my parole, so unless I do something that is against my rules that have been sent for me, she can complain all she wants at the end of the day. As long as I'm not doing anything wrong, then she doesn't have a leg to stand on. And she said, I try not to dive too deeply into her content because it just makes me upset. It's a rabbit hole that I could probably get lost in, and it consumes me. It consumes Christy. It has consumed Christy in the past. And I think to some degree, it still consumes Christy. because she watches it out of curiosity. And I think for Christy, it's because she loves you so much. She said, I know and I love her too. I just hate having her to go through this mental anguish. So she's talking about fancy, and she is also discussing that Christy is consumed with the negative content that's made about Gypsy. It's all she watches. And in my experience, that was really all Christy did, was paid attention to what everyone was saying about Gypsy and the family online. Let's see. She was stressed out about fancy because the negative narrative was taking hold of TikTok. And she said that Francesca is a fraud and has a personal vendetta against her. But it seems like a hater anyway, so I don't think it's going to do any good. She calls people that don't like her haters, just so you know.
So do you.
Okay, let's see. So this was her telling me, we were talking about the Lifetime show, and it was that the direction of the show was kind of trashy, and it wasn't really helping her in any capacity, and they weren't taking care of the story. And I said, I agree. I don't think that they thought it through carefully enough, and the direction that they took probably was because they didn't realize it was going to blow up this big.
Okay. And then we get into the rest of them. So that now catches us up. So that is the last live that she did, where she was showing all the bits and pieces to do with her story and her narrative. So on that note, I've been on live for over 2 hours now, so I'm actually going to head off now. So for those of you that are on your doing replay crew, thank you for being here. I want to thank you. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more regular now that I'm better. But yeah, I got knocked about by gastro. Working in a school and around kids, who knows? So hopefully I'll be able to do another video about the updates of the court case in Perth. But it's really hard because she was very clever, actually, Linda Reynolds, because she did it in the Supreme Court. They don't actually, have to make it a public interest. If she'd done it, if she filed it in the federal court, it was probably going to be live streamed for the whole country to see. So we have to rely on journalism. We have to rely on the journalists. So yeah. All right. Well, I thank you all for watching, and if you could hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.